Hello everyone and welcome back to Gran Turismo 7. You know the drill by now. Today we are going through more menu books. We'll probably get through another 3 or so today. So let's just get cracking. This first one that we have now is another collection for Japanese rally base cars. So these are the, I guess the road going versions of Japanese rally cars. So you can see in the bottom right we've already got one. The Toyota GR Yaris RZ High Performance 2020, I think that says. Yeah, additionally we need the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution Final, can't speak, from 2015, and the WRX STI Type S. No collection of rally cars will be complete without a Subaru, that is for sure. So let's just get going and see what we need to do to unlock these cars. And the races we need to do are the Japanese 4-wheel drive challenge 600 races, the first of which is at Trial Mountain. So let's just get into it. We're using the Nissan GTR R32 SKYLINE that we won last time. Yeah, this will be a pretty decent car. I did do a couple of upgrades to it between episodes. So it's a little bit faster than stock. We've got sports soft tyres on. It's probably one of the more notable ones because tyres are, in my opinion at least, one of the better upgrades that you can do because they just help so much in the corners. Yeah, it makes a huge difference if you carry speed through the corners. That's massive. But anyway, we are very rapidly making our way through the back half of this field as we go and try and look around the outside, and we'll get to the inside line here, and that will help us get that position up into 4th already. So gaining positions very quickly into the bank there though, and dropping that one again. So a little bit of getting used to this car still, but nonetheless we push on and sit in the slipstream, and you can see we're not slow in a straight line, so we're not lacking anything in terms of engine performance. It's just we couldn't quite carry enough cornering speed, but yeah, with that bit of work done to the car, we are in a good position now. It's a very good all-round car, the R32, even standard. It handles nicely, and yeah, got a fair bit of power. It's a little bit on the heavy side, but it is also a 4-wheel drive, which you know, they go hand in hand. So yeah, anyway, continuing to push through this race though, we're up onto the podium positions now, just 2 cars left in front of us. So let's see if we can get those last couple of positions before the end of the race. We still have another lap to go, just a 2-lap race here at Trial Mountain, and we are on the verge of 2nd position. And we don't even take the shortcut there. That corner is just begging. It looks like it's so shortcuttable, but no, we resisted the temptation that time. And yes, we now, well, yeah, you can see the straight line speed there versus the Subaru. But yeah, now just 1 car left in front of us, so let's chase them down. They're just up the road, heading around the first couple of corners, so this shouldn't take too long to chase down the race leader, as we're trying to carry a lot of speed there off into the grass on the exit. So there's the limit, but we're getting more and more used to this car as we now head through and out of the tunnel, and now we are getting much closer to the race leader. Don't hit the inside. I said don't hit the inside wall there. I've done that enough times. It's not funny. But anyway, pushing on now. Let's see if we can get a good exit on the straight. We're not really gaining too much actually, relative to how we were gaining earlier on some of the other cars, and that's a mistake that we really did not need at this point. So this could be a tough one. We may not quite be able to make it. Let's see what we can do though as we head through the tunnel. Straight line speed will be helping us here, but it also depends on what their straight line speed is. But nonetheless, we are now into the braking zone, and we are not braking. We are just going to glide around the barrier here because that is what we can do. We actually don't come off the corner with a lot of speed, but it did help us to close the gap, and now we can fight with the race leader, and we're going to have a little look to the inside as we head towards this next left-hander. Will probably be the best overtaking place, and we go for the dive, and we'll get that done with the tyre grip helping us get the car turned on the apex there. We get that one and move ourselves up into the lead as we come to the end of this one, into the final braking zone of the circuit, and go a little bit deep there. We may have actually messed this up at the last moment. Let's hope that we can get to the line and still maintain this position. I think we will, and we'll just about get away with that one, but there we go. That is a race win here in Trial Mountain for the Japanese four-wheel drive challenge 600 at Trial Mountain, as the finish in first position. Cool. Alright, so with that one done, well, we even get the clean race bonus, so we obviously didn't make contact with any other cars. I believe that's what the exact thing with that is, and there is the Subaru. So now we just need the Lancer, and we will get the Lancer from the race at Mount Panorama Motor Racing Circuit, which is just down the road and around the corner, and halfway across the country actually, but nonetheless we will get this race underway. 3, 2, 1 start, and we'll see. This should be a very easy one. I know every single square meter of this circuit, so yeah, there should be no excuses here. We should be able to fly through the field and win by a lap, but this race is only a couple of laps long, so that's not really going to happen. But nonetheless, we should be in very good shape around this circuit. So yeah, we have a bit of an issue in the braking zone there, but nonetheless we're able to make the move up into 8th position, so immediately gaining 2 spots in the first 2 corners. Now we'll go to chase down 7th. It's a very awkward part of the circuit to try and make an overtake. Just ask Jamie Winkup. He found that out the hard way a couple of years ago, but we managed to avoid a crash there, and we just sit behind it for a little bit longer. Now we go for the move up the inside and get that done at the exit of Reed Park, and now we head across the top of the mountain, Solomon Park, this area of the circuit is called, and we get 2 cars for the price of 1 there. Now into McPhillamy, which is this corner with the sand trap on the outside, and into over Skyline and down into the S's. Probably the trickiest part of the circuit, and always a lot of understeer there. That Super Cheap sign has had a lot of hits through the dipper now at very low speed, as we're still recovering from that through the last couple of corners of the S's, and now into Forest Elbow. And here we are on a very bad line. We want to try and prioritize the exit there onto Conrod Straight, but not really doing so. But anyway, Conrod Straight, very long, over 1 kilometer I believe, so yeah, it's just a waiting game until we get to the chase, and then it is all action again as we are gaining on the car in front. Heavy braking zone here, and we've gone way too deep, smack into the back of one of the preceding cars, but thankfully we are able to continue on a bit of a shortcut across the grass there, and we're able to get away with it. We're going full Chaz Moster there, but anyway, anyone who hasn't watched supercars or Bathurst regularly will have no clue what I'm talking about, but that's fine. Let's push on with this race as we're heading into the sun, as we now head towards the first corner, Hell Corner, this one is known as, and we get up the inside, bit deep though, and we will just about keep it on the road and move ourselves up into 3rd position, and that is lap 1 complete. Lap 2 now, and let's see what we can do on this one. Bit of a gap to 2nd position, so we'll need to put in a few good corners to catch up, as we now head into Griffin's Bend. You can brake quite late here, as it is uphill, and the corners, there's corners that are deceptively sharp, but this one's kind of the opposite. You get there and it's never quite as sharp as you think, At least that's what it is in my experience. There, we finally hit that wall at the cutting. This area of the circuit is called. And now back into Reed Park where I started, naming all the corners. But anyway, we're up into second position now with just the race leader to go a little way up the road. So let's see if we can get past them. We're catching up at a bit of an awkward time, but we'll go up the inside into Skyline and we get that move done. And now we can just cruise home with plenty of time to spare. So we got on to the end of the lap under the Armor Bridge. Once upon a time that was sponsored by Dunlop, and it looked like a giant tyre. That was quite a while ago, but that was very cool. Through Murray's Corner for the final time and towards the line, and it's going to be another win for us here at Bathurst, and this one will win us the Mitsubishi Lancer, a car with a bit of history at this circuit actually, in the Bathurst 12 Hour. Before it was a race for GT3 cars, it was a production car race, and the Lancer was a decent choice back then, and even to this day in the Bathurst 6 Hour, which is a production car race there now, not too dissimilar to the old 12 Hour, it is also a fairly common car to see there. But anyway, with all three Japanese rally base cars now in our possession, let's head back to the cafe and see what we can learn about these machines, and we'll get our rewards as well, of course. So there they are, the three cars, the Mitsubishi, the Subaru and the Toyota. But yeah, that is the first menu book out of the way for this episode. So we'll just keep moving on. 3-star roulette tickets for that one. So that is a very good one. But anyway, collection, Japanese rally base cars. Rallying is a form of high-speed racing that takes place on closed-off public roads. The pinnacle of the sport is the World Rally Championship. It's an incredibly popular competition, one that any lover of motorsport is sure to know a thing or two about. Rally cars are capable of incredible speeds and on just about any kind of surface. It's a truly breathtaking sight. Japanese manufacturers have been producing cars for international rally races since the 1960s. But they are perhaps best known for their exploits in the 1990s. It was an era when the key to victory was having a four-wheel drive car with a turbocharged engine. And this was something that Toyota, Mitsubishi and Subaru seemed to do better than anyone. All three of these four-wheel drive sports cars have more than earned their rightful place in history. And now we unlock the next menu book, which I skipped past way too fast to actually read, but so we're going to head straight back into the cafe anyway to check that one out and see what we need to do. Show your customer wing. So going to GT Auto this time, and we'll be fitting a custom wing set to one of our cars. So let's go ahead and do that. Never mind, as it turns out, we've already fitted rear wings to cars before, so we don't need to do it again. The game just remembers that, so we can just move on to the next menu book, which is the Asia to Oceania Championship. Oceania? I never know how to pronounce it. That's really bad. It's a continent I live on and I don't know how it's pronounced. Hang on, let me ask Siri. Siri always knows these things.
Oceania.
Oceania. I was right the first time. Alright, let's just get into it. What an intro. Alright, time for us to use up a couple of these roulette tickets that we have been getting in the recent past. Please, for once, give me a decent prize from one of these roulette tickets. Why do I bother? Honestly. That was a 3-star roulette ticket, and we get 5,000 credits. I mean, I know the roulette tickets are free, but I mean, come on. Thankfully, we have another 3-star roulette ticket. Maybe this one will give us something a little bit more worthwhile. Let's see how this goes. Another spin. Let's see what we get for this one as we go around and around and around. How much is that worth? 10k. Well, it's better than 5. Let's put it that way. So we're going to use the R32 GTR again in this championship. But after that intro, I feel like it's not quite up to scratch for the championship. So I'll be back in 5. The entertainer's back. I love that tune. Anyway, there's the car. Let's not get distracted by the music. Yeah, mostly it's just delivery. I know it's not the greatest or most exciting, but it looks like it fits in a little better now with the cars from that short demo. So with that done, let's actually get into some racing. So, race 1 of the Asia to Oceania Championship. Oceania? I feel like I'm saying that wrong again. But anyway, whatever it is, we are at the first race at the Tokyo Expressway. And we will get... Ooh, that music. We'll get underway for this one. We should have a pretty good speed here. We've done some work to the car on top of just the visual stuff that you've already seen. After that, I went in and bought the racing soft tyres. I think there's upgrades to the brakes and horsepower as well. Potentially a bit of weight reduction. Just all round making some adjustments and making improvements to the car. And that should help us be competitive with the front of this field. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. The reason mostly is because of this track. I don't know how well I'm going to do around here, so I want to make sure I've got a car that is very, very quick, and those racing soft tyres, you can just feel the difference. They just are so grippy through the corners, even going very wide there, not losing a ton of time. But yeah, let's try and minimize those little mistakes as we try and make our own gap there on the right hand side and make our way up and into the top 10. 16 cars in this championship, so plenty of work for us to do in each race, as of course we always start at the back. But through the tunnel now and having a look at 9th place, and we'll take that and move ourselves up into that position. P8 a bit further up the road, so it will take us a little while, but yeah, we will eventually catch up, and when we do, we will take that position. I'm just stating the obvious here to fill in time. Down the inside we go, but we've gone a little bit too deep into the hairpin, and now get a bit of a switch back on the right hand side, but we should have the horsepower, and we do. You can see the acceleration difference there as I'm spluttering all over my words. My goodness, my English is getting worse every day. Side by side for the two ahead as we are watching on, and we'll try and make an overtake here to the inside. Bit of contact there as we sent ourselves firing into the wall, and now we're still fighting with these two as we try to sneak up the inside once again, and we make a bit of space there for ourselves and invite our own car up the inside. P5 now as we shift our attention to the group ahead. Let's see what we can do as we head towards the never-ending right-hander once again. Well, slight left-hander first. I'm lost. Sorry. Yes. Around the outside there, getting that job done. And now we head towards the never-ending right-hander as we go down the dip and into, not really a tunnel, just under the bridge, and up at the other side. It's a bit of a roller coaster, this track, into the braking zone now, and this is the corner I was referring to. There just seems to be another apex. Every time you think you're coming out the other side of the corner, there's another apex to hit. But that time we got through there much better than on the first lap, and now with a very good run here, we're going to take the lead of the race. So with that done, it should be fairly easy to hold on until the end, so we'll just skip on to the end of the race. I don't want to talk over the music sounds so good, but anyway, there we go, race victory. Let's move on to race 2. Alright, so race 2 is at Fuji Speedway. I almost said Fuji City. That is a reference to a very old game, but anyway, back to Gran Turismo 7. We will get underway for this one. Fuji Speedway, I do very much like this track in its older form. The new final sector, not so great, but anyway, that's what modern safety standards tend to do to a lot of racetracks. Down the inside, already into turn 1 and gaining a place on the brakes very early there, so we'll need to revise that in future laps. But anyway, already gaining a couple of spots through the first corner, and now we go for a move down the inside. Next time we get to the back, we get back to the racing line before we have to turn in for turn 2, and now around the outside of turn 3, this very long sweeper. I forget the exact radius, but it's very long corner. But anyway, down the inside, not quite finding the space there, so we have to sit behind for a little bit longer. Now we'll get through on the next short straight. This was also once a long sweeping corner, now broken up into a few smaller corners. You can still just about treat it as one corner until you get to the chicane, which will go a little bit too deep into that one, and we managed to recover from that. And now focusing on the car ahead, let's see if we can take a nice wide line here and open up this left-hander, which is always very awkward. This is the part I particularly am not a fan of. Is just I have no clue how to get through this section of the track in a fast and efficient way. But anyway, we'll get there one day. But for now, we've managed to gain a couple of spots there, and we're up and into 8th position at the moment. So steady progress through lap 1. We're halfway through the field, and now up and into 7th as we come across the line to start the second lap of the race. We are in a good position. 6 cars left in front of us as we are now heading into the blinding sun, as it's just peeking over the top of the tree line over there. But we make the move around the outside and into the top 6 now. So we are making our way through the field at a pretty fast rate. We should have the race win under control here, so long as we don't make any mistakes. That should be fine. 5th place, a little way up the road, but we should be able to gain that in a few corners time, as the shadows are getting long here at Fuji Speedway. We go for the dive. Nope, we're going to sit and wait for a bit longer as they are fighting amongst themselves. We'll just let that one play out and find our own way past eventually on the left hand side, and we get that done and move ourselves up 2 positions at once, up into 4th position. So the car in front of us, or the 3 cars in front of us, are the podium sitters as we go very deep there, and we have to resort to the little chicanes through the runoff road there, but a little bit of contact with the final wall, and we drop back down and into 6th position again. So losing a bit of time there as we're just about pushing the NSX through this last sector, and we're going to switch to the inside and make that move stick and up into 5th position, and 4th will come very, very quickly as we go around the outside and get that one. So yeah, getting close to the end of the race now. 1 lap to go, and we've dropped away from the podium fight, so we'll need to come back if we want to win this one. So we'll see what we can do on the final lap as the sun continues to be of bother to us as we head once again down towards the first corner. Makes the spotting the braking point a little bit more difficult. Thankfully it's on the right, so it's not too much of an annoyance. I think it'd be worse if it was on the left, where you're on the side of the road where you're trying to place the car, because then you can't really spot anything along the edge of the road. But anyway, down the inside and a bit of contact made, and we don't quite get that move done on the Subaru as we try and go around the outside now, and we will get through, and again around the outside of the next car, and one final car, and that is just about job done. We need to get to the inside of the left-hander, and now we are through and into the lead finally. So we move on to the end of the race then, and we managed to bring it home for 1st position here in the 2nd race of the championship. So just 1 to go, and that will be at Bathurst, so looking forward to that one. You may also notice, I don't know if I mentioned this before or not, I also painted a custom driver suit as well. Clean race bonus for that one, so that is a nice addition there as well. Alright, to Bathurst then for the final race of the Asia to Oceania Championship, and like I said, I know every square meter of this track, so this should be very easy. We've got super soft tyres, not super soft, racing soft tyres on the car now, so it should be even quicker around this circuit, and yeah, there's no getting away from a bad car here either, in terms of, like, there's a massive long straight, so you need good top speed. There's a couple of short straights, so you need good acceleration, and there are plenty of corners as well, so you need a car that's sort of good all round to have success here. But anyway, we immediately are making the moves up and already into the top 13, and very quickly closing up to 12th. As we now head into the cutting. Bit of a bump of the wall there as we try and navigate our way through the traffic. That's up into 12th position for us as we are closing in on the 11th place car. It's very awkward to make overtakes over the top of the mountain, but we are just about managing to do so. Thankfully we're only coming across 1 car at a time. We go right up on the inside curb there at Solomon Park to make that move, but we got the job done eventually. And now through McPhillamy we have a bit of a loss at the back end on the curb there, and thankfully the wall straightened us out, otherwise that could have been a big one, but thankfully we were able to keep things under control, and now we are chasing down the top contenders as we begin to get closer to the main pack. But now down the inside and making the move stick, and moving ourselves up and into 9th position, so making fairly rapid progress, because by the time we get past this lot we'll be into the top 6, as we had to take to the grass there on the edge of the track to make sure that we were able to get through there and have some space for ourselves. But nonetheless we were able to do so, and now we go for a move where we're on the grass and surfing across the sand. We'll just about keep it all under control, but we actually didn't really lose much out of that. In fact, we're up into 5th position, so I think we actually gained from losing it there. But anyway, chucking it into Murray's corner for the first time, and that is lap 1 in the books, and we've moved ourselves up and into 3rd position already. So going well in this one. Let's see if we can chase down the podium contenders, as we have a great run through the first corner. Have a look to the outside, no space there, we go to the inside, but we just don't have the straight line speed, it seems. We are not quite as quick on the straights versus these front runners. Now we're starting to build up the momentum as we head up towards we're heading up Mountain straight towards Griffin's Bend, and now we go for the dive up the inside, and that is job done, and we've taken the lead here in just over a lap at Bathurst. So yeah, like I said, this one's going to be very easy because I know this circuit well. So let's just move on to the end of the race. So we move on to Conrod Straight for the final time, and the track is now in full darkness, and we've switched to the cockpit camera for a bit more extra challenge, and we go for a wander off the road down the chase, but thankfully we're able to get back on circuit without losing too much time, and that's not going to cost us in the end, so no harm done there. So now we just have to make it round the final corner, and we'll have this one under control. The third and final race win here in the Asia to Oceania Championship across the line. So win here at Bathurst. And there we have it, championship victory, 3 from 3 races won. Cool. Clean race bonus for that race as well, and that will earn us some extra money, as well as the championship trophy and 50,000 credits for that, and that will significantly increase our total. But anyway, 3 cars that we could possibly win here, all BMWs. Unfortunately, we get the regular M3, we don't get the M4 or the M3 Sport, but nonetheless, I like BMWs, so that's fine. Back at the cafe then, and we talked to Luca. Well done for winning the Asia to Oceania Championship, blah 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 blah. There is the trophy, and there is our rewards. We get the Red Bull Ring, we get Dragon Trail, and we get the Nürburgring circuits, as well as the next menu book to collect BMW M3s, which is good because we've already got a head start on those. But yeah, that is going to just about cover everything for this one, so I'll say thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. I really appreciate it. Feel free to give us some feedback in the comments, it's always very helpful. But other than that, I will see you next time. See you later.